save others and not yourself, fam. So up this rising, and I've been thinking about my life, fam, over the last 10 years. And fam, when you got a good heart, like truly, when you ain't got no bad intentions, the people that you want involved in your life, you want them there because you want to help them. You know, you want y'all to help one another. You want to grow with them. You know, but it comes a time when you realize that you help people. You help change people's lives. You motivate people. Help people with their careers. And then you be stuck in a situation where you're just sitting here and you're thinking like, all you can do is sign. And just think to yourself, I help everybody else, but I can't help myself. Like, you cater to other people's emotions, you help other people deal with certain things, and then you are left with a burden to bear alone. You know, I was thinking about that old saying that says, heavy is the head to him that wears the crown. A lot of times, fam, we really be wanting the good intentions for other people, like those that we love. When you got when you got a good heart, you really want to see other people happy and smiling. But when you're broken in the inside, everybody's smiling around you and they happy that they got you in their lives. And even though they there, but they're not there, you know, for you. Like, they don't fully understand what you're going through. And I have just noticed this from over time. Like, fam, I have helped people, from students, to relationships, to family members. And sometimes you can be left holding the umbrella in the rain, you know. And it feels like a catch-22, you know, like you damned if you do, damned if you don't, because it feels like if you try to push off for a second just to find you, like, man, you know, I need to get my shit together. My thoughts, like, I'm really troubled, I'm bothered right now. But by you doing that, you're hurting someone else. Now they feel some type of way that you're pushing them off. That you need to have time for yourself. And the crazy thing is, the person, it never fails. People will always say, well, why you treat me like this? And you thinking to yourself like, damn, I'm treating myself better than anything, you know, because I'm catering to other people's emotions and trying to get them good, and I'm not good at all. Like, I'm not good, you know? And then you think about it, you're like, damn, if I do this, I hurt this person's feelings. If I do that, I hurt that person's feelings. Meanwhile, if I satisfy both of them, my feelings hurt. So I gotta have a fake facade on my face. Fam, life is humbling, you know. Life is very humbling because you get to the point in life where you realize all the things that you thought that mattered, that really meant something. Like, once a person has been betrayed, fam, and you have been heartbroken when you gave your heart and your love out to a friend or a spouse or whatever the situation is, it changes you, man. Once you get to seeing that you willing to do what someone isn't willing to do, but they'll criticize you for it. I don't know, fam. Sometimes though, I feel like I help a lot of people. I know I help a lot of people. but I'm not getting the help that I need. Like I really, like I'm realizing that there's some patterns that I got to address in my own personal life, you know. And I'm only blogging about this because I know I'm not the only one dealing with things like that. And when you ain't got nobody else to talk to, you might as well talk to the camera. It ain't gonna hurt you, you know. And I just feel like someone else might be dealing with it. Maybe I can get some insight. Maybe what I'm going through might give them some insight. But you know, as a black man, I have to say that we have to fight society, fam. Then you might get home and have to fight in the house. Then you might have to go to work and fight and work. It's like it's almost like a struggle all the time, you know what I mean? So when you do, you know, the greatest thing for a black man, in my personal opinion, is to have his peace at home. Like when you go home, like that's your peace. You know, it's not trouble by the outside things, but when outside things happen and you go home, you can take those outside dramas with you. Like you can take that negativity in your house. And that's what I'm starting to realize. Like your house can be peaceful when you can walk into the house disturbed. Yeah, I don't know, fam. Most of us growing up in rural areas and black communities, you know, we don't even know what a counselor is. Grand Rising, fam, Grand Rising. We don't even know what a counselor is. Like we didn't know what depression was until after school when we started hearing them talk about it and getting medicine and going on shows. Like I've been dealing with that all my life. I didn't know I had to get some medicine to talk to somebody, you know. But fam, we just go through things, fam, and we don't realize the burden that we carry around by not dealing with certain things. I used to think that I'm not gonna let that bother me. I'm just gonna push that to the side. I'm gonna keep it pushing. And I'm pushing, I'm grinding. And then I realized I didn't deal with it, but it's still like kind of like a leech. It attached itself to me. I ain't even know it. I'm just steady doing my thing. But I'm getting slower and slower because I got all this shit still on me. This shit that I thought I'd let go. I didn't let it go in my eyesight, but this shit is still connected to my body. And it's bringing me down and slowing my momentum up in the way I'm thinking. And now you get foggy, you know what I mean? And I realized that now as a man, I can just be honest and say that a lot of things that we thought we dealt with, we don't really deal with. We just push it to the side and it goes on our back. Like it's not here, so we throw it here, and we thinking we ain't dealing with it. You still dealing with it. Everywhere we go, we taking it with us. You know, it's like a old Roman rule that they did in the Roman days. If someone killed someone and you was held for murdering within the city or whatever, a punishment was whoever you killed, they attached that body to you. Now everywhere you go, you got this dead corpse on you, and you know what happens? By that dead corpse decaying, you know what it does to you? It decays you too. Just in a slower process. But you die from carrying this dead weight around. That's your punishment. This water, you know, this rising, fam, I sit there and I think about it like all the weight I've been carrying, things I've been dealing with from, you know, being incarcerated 11 years of my life, you know, being raised in the conditions that I was in the South, and daddy not being there, and mom going through what she went through, and when he was there, how the abuse was, and I could never figure out why the conversation, like why we could never hold, like it just would never know, you know, with no guidance there. And now as a 43-year-old man, you know, I can literally tell you I understand now. I understand when I first met my aunt, which is my dad's auntie. She was so enthused to meet me and my sister, which I don't know if she met my sister yet, but I got a chance to speak with her. Well, she probably spoke with her, but I got a chance to meet her. And her one concern was, I want to know how your mental is. I'm like, damn, boy, I've been going through it. And I've been wondering, like, why I be going through this shit? And then she tell me about my grandmother, her mental state, about how my father was born in a mental state that wasn't right. And she said, if my daddy had kids, she want to talk to them because she know they got some issues. Ain't that some shit? Yeah. Somebody I meet in this quarter of my life tell me that about my dad, about my family. A lot of things that is connected to us that we deal with comes from our parents, passed down through us. Now, don't get me wrong, certain things are grew on you, but the system has proven that we pass down things to our kids. And if they don't understand the condition, the mental condition or whatever that's been going down, they're gonna repeat it. And it's gonna keep getting repeated and repeated. And the change and the curse never breaks, fam. We just stuck in this circle doing the same thing all the time, repeating this broken record. And I get it now, fam. I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't understand that first. But I get it now though, that there's some things connected to us that mess with our psyche, with our mental. And most men, you know, we just want to go through and say, nah, there ain't no issue. But there's a pattern though, you know. This morning I sat there and I've been thinking, and I seen a pattern in my life, and I seen a pattern of some things that I do when I get upset, when I can't fix the issue, I tend to shut down and cut people off. Like, I cut a lot of people off. And some things, fam, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some people, you give them enough rope to hang themselves, like the old folks used to say. And I do that. And some people, it was just, I can't take no chance. So I just cut them off. Once you do one thing and you show me something, I'm done messing with you. And I just keep it moving. I ain't talking about you. I ain't bringing your name up. I ain't scandalizing you. I'm just not dealing with you personally. And fam, I got so many family members and friends and little ones I have stopped dealing with. Like, I can literally say that I'm isolated, fam. You know, I had to cut people off, but the crazy thing is I don't want to get to the point where I'm cutting the wrong people off. You know, we might have a misunderstanding, that's fine. But if it's not no evil stuff being done, no betrayal being done, then we can forgive that and keep it moving. But sometimes, fam, we can just go, you know, dealing with life and relationships, we can just get so hurt and we'll just cut everybody off. Like, if they give you a sign of like something you didn't experience, you get to having panic attacks. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh man, I got to shut this down, you know? And I was just up thinking about it this morning, fam, and you know, we don't have the guidance and the help we need in our communities. We don't have the people to talk to, you know, without saying, man, you know, in America, everything costs. You said, man, I want to go get some help, but it costs. It costs you to live, costs you to die in America. So it's good to have somebody, fam, that you can talk to, or a blog, or write a letter or something, just to get that shit off your chest, get it off your mind, you know what I mean? Because I'm realizing that it is detrimental. It really is, fam. Like, I'm sitting here today, fam, and a part of me is just lost, you know, like, I'm helping people, but what I'm trying to do is, like, so much stuff is going on around me where, you know, I'm at this point in my life where if I don't stay moving, I'm going to stop motion. And I don't want to stop motion, family. I understand that stagnancy is the enemy of progression. So we always got to progress no matter what we're going through. But isn't it just ironic how you can sit back and see how you help someone else, and you wonder like, damn, why I can't help myself? Why am I steady falling in the same trap again? But I think, like I say, I believe a big game changer for us is to see the pattern. You know, like once we see that something is going on, you know, it takes that in order for you to wake up. Excuse me, I seen someone hit me up. I want to make sure I leave the comments up. Yes, fam. Fam, you most definitely right about that. Every time you speak, you hear, because I'm starting to get it, because you allow certain things just to shut you down, and over time, fam, if you don't get that shit out of you, fam, it's gonna cause destruction. So this rising, fam, I'm really just coming to you, just talking, just to vent, because as you see, I got nobody to talk to, so I'm talking to y'all. You know what I mean? Whoever, you know. But if anybody going through some similar things, you know, maybe it can help them. But I do realize that we get to the point where we help a lot of people, fam, and we end up not having that same support. And it ain't that the people in your life don't want to support you, but if they don't know what the issue is, or if you try to explain the issue with them, a lot of times the people that love you and try to put themselves in your spotlight. Well, you know, well, what about what I'm doing? It ain't about what you're doing. Well, I do this for you, I do that for you. It ain't about none of that. It's about what you're going through internally. Shit from your parents and passed down to you, and you know, it's about all of that. It ain't about, you know, how they're treating you. And that's the crazy thing about it, family, because you might have one person in your life, you might be blessed with one spouse or one boyfriend or girlfriend that literally got your back. But when you in the bind, you don't want to hurt them. But by you pushing off, trying to figure out your stuff, you still hurt them, because they feel like, well, why I'm doing all this, why you can't do it, you know? And it's like a catch-22, fam. It's exhausting. Because, you know, we just want to find the answer. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm a black man. I don't know the answer. I know I got a lot of questions. I don't know the answer. But I try different things, and if it don't work, I'll try something else. If that don't work, I'm going to try something else, and I'm going to keep doing it until I finally get it, fam, or I run across someone that can pinpoint and say, hey, this it right here. But this morning, fam, I realized a pattern in my life, a personal pattern that I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't see it. But I've been thinking about it from last night and over the weekend, fam, over, you know, my birthday weekend. It was a blessing to finally make it there. My family wasn't, the weekend could have been better. You know, sometimes, fam, I realize that I go through so much that I'm not dealing with the issue, like I said, that I allow someone else what they done to affect what I'm doing. And, you know, if I'm dealing with someone else, so I got to work on that. And just yourself, fam, you know. You know, I spent a lot of time incarcerated, family, in a cell, isolated like I am now. And that's how I learned how to deal with certain things, to talk to myself, to motivate myself, to work out, to do whatever I had to do to support myself mentally, to keep myself from going crazy in that cell. And now when I'm out here, family, and I'm not in a cell, but when I'm going through some issues and I got some things I'm dealing with, the first thing I do is isolate myself. And I try to figure it out. Don't talk to nobody. I couldn't talk to nobody in that cell. So that's how I deal with my issues now. I'm not saying that that's the correct way to deal with it, but you do something for 11 years, tend to form a habit, you know, even subtle, even unconsciously. So I see some things how prison affected my personal life today that I really need to work on. And then I just realized that I'm tired too, fam. Like, You know, I'm tired. And I just feel like I just need to regroup. You know, like you just need to just a new a brush for air or something. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is like, but I can be honest with you and tell you that sometimes we get in those spots where we don't know what direction to go. But I know what's on my heart. I know I want to help. I know I want to teach. I know I want to build. But I know I also have to work on my mental, because I can't do that in the state, you know, when you going through, when it's hitting you back to back, paying child support, not seeing your child, going through divorces, going through warrants, just crazy stuff. You're just going through crazy. Like, man, I'm just trying to keep my head above the water, and it's coming from everywhere, fam. So I understand. Just rising, I'm just a little lost, man. Just like, I literally feel like I'm standing in front of the crossroads. I'm looking at this door, and I can only go left or right. I don't know what's down left or what's down right, but I do know what I just went through, though. I know that. So I know I'm not going back down that road. So I gotta pick one of these paths. You know how the old folks say, follow your heart, follow your tuition, your inner God voice, your conscience. And my conscience is just telling me I got to work on my mental. Ain't nothing going to get better until I do. I find myself in this trap over and over like a revolving door. And I don't know what direction I'm going to take, fam, but I know one thing, I'm aware now, and I got to do something. Salute, I appreciate that, sis. I appreciate that. I really believe I am being fine-tuned. Like, I've been going through a lot of stuff, fam. And when you go through all of it and you got no satisfaction, like, y'all don't know, man. Deep inside, I feel like if I can just, once I get this relationship with my son, things will be completely different. But I don't know. But I've been going through so much anguish dealing with my son. So much pain. That it's starting to affect me, fam. It's just like starting to affect me, and I see it, so, you know, I'm gonna keep it pushing and work on it. However I need to work on it. I don't know. You get to that point in your life where you just like, I don't know, fam. I don't know. That's my goal, to try to figure it out, family. I appreciate everybody checking in. I got to go on a ride. I just had some things on my mind this rising, fam, and I just know I'm not the only one that feels that way, you know. That we get in those situations where we don't know what direction we're going. Salute, salute. Thanks for that support, family. Thanks for that support. We don't know, you know. We don't know, fam. As man, we're not taught. We have to learn everything. Financial literacy, relationships, the whole nine. Salute, salute. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I accept that. I accept it. I most definitely accept all the motivation and prayers and support. Fam, you know, at the end of the day, fam, we all we got. We all we got. And fam, you know, some of us, we have to cut off because they're detrimental to our growth. But some people, fam, they gonna make mistakes. It is what it is. And if you cut off everybody, you gonna have nobody to talk to. Oh man, and that's how I feel. You know, just I don't know, fam. I'm humbled. I'm humbled. And I'm just at this crossroad, fam. I just pray I make the right decision. Y'all be blessed.